Hey folks, and welcome to Drinking Alone with Friends, a podcast where three friends drink alone together. My name's Chris.
I'm Tud.
And I'm Obert.
And on today's episode, we tackle the news, the hard-hitting news.
Or is it?
Or is it the news? Ooh, now you don't know what to think.
Exactly what we want our listeners to feel like, that they don't have a clue of what's going on our podcast.
Hey, I mean, realistically, after the last couple weeks, no one has any idea what's going on the podcast.
Well, we transitioned from going to old sports news to this might be real news.
Right.
Correct.
And what are these crazy kids talking about? Who knows?
That could be our new tagline. We're going to give you information. It's probably not going to be useful, but, here's
it might
some
be
news
fake.
question mark. Yeah. It's either old or fake.
Best.
Yeah.
So what have you guys been up to this week? Anything new and exciting?
I did my usual. Just went for, a little bit of a hike yesterday.
I totally forgot that this week was Halloween.
Yeah, I forgot we haven't recorded since Halloween because I feel like, that was so long ago. But yeah, I went out downtown, saw some good costumes in the costume contest. One girl was dressed up as Operation. I saw the Sheet family, and everybody was wearing sheets like ghosts, but it was like one of them had a halo and they were Holy Sheet. Yeah. One of them they had like a miner's helmet on, and they were in Deep Sheet or something like that. Yeah, they had some good sheet puns.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think they were my favorite group costume that I saw go by. But yeah, it was a good time downtown. Whitefish, saw everybody walking around. I saw
all four people?
Yeah, all four of them. I was standing in the corner. I saw somebody dressed as the old naked cowboy, like from Times Square.
Nice. Yeah.
But I think we're so far from New York that a lot of people didn't get it, because I feel like that's something only if you've been to Times Square would you really get the reference. But he pulled it off. It looked really cold. It was in the 30s, so I'm sure he worked hard for his candy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it was about mid-60s here, so it was really nice in Connecticut. And we ended up going back to the brewery that your going away party was at.
Yeah, you
nice.
return. Tud returns.
Yes, I returned.
Your triumphant return.
Yes, I will inform everybody that I left sober. I didn't puke, and it turned out okay.
Nice.
Yeah, and this was at, what's the name of the brewery?
Steady Habit.
Steady Habit.
They had a New England IPA that was decent.
Their beer's pretty good.
So, Chris, how did your plan of presenting your cute dinosaur baby to people and demanding candy go?
So in true Adam Oates fashion, we ended up taking him to a winery and a distillery during the day dressed up as a dinosaur, which went over pretty well. No candy was exchanged, but the bartenders came over and were oohing and awing him because he was pretty darn adorable. And then afterwards, we went trick-or-treating. We only hit up a few houses because it was like 5 o'clock or 5:30, and CJ generally goes to bed at like 6:30 or 7. So we only hit up a few houses, and basically we just patrolled him for candy. We didn't get that much. I think people were like, okay, we get it. You're getting candy for yourself. But we still did get some candy.
Hey, for all you know, they were like, I don't know that much about babies, but I don't think they should eat that much candy. This seems like a choking hazard, so I'm only going to give him one.
I'm not a babyologist or anything, but I feel like a baby shouldn't eat that much. But then we just went home and sat out in the front yard. Like I said, it was pretty nice. We sat in the front yard. CJ was crawling around, having a ball, and handed out candy for a while. And then that was pretty much it.
Did you have a lot of trick-or-treaters?
We were at the end of a cul-de-sac, so we had some, but as the night went longer, less and less people wanted to walk all the way to the end of the cul-de-sac. Plus, people on our road weren't handing out a lot of candy. So, even though we had a big bowl at the end, it wasn't worth the walk for some of the kids.
Did you start unloading it at the end of the night?
Oh yeah, there was a point where I was like, next kid that comes gets the bucket dumped.
They crack open that metaphorical Halloween piñata.
Exactly. Yes, they get it. So, but anyways, it was good. It was a good first Halloween. Next year is going to be fun because he'll be able to run around, be a little monster. So that'll be good.
Yeah, exactly. So after talking about pinatas of candy, let's talk about pinatas of drinking alone with alcohol and friends. What are you guys drinking?
I'll go first.
What are you drinking tonight?
Hang on.
Come on, really?
How do you want me to open my can?
Just,
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Muffle it.
My hand was over the can.
Remuffle it. Go outside.
All right. So, I am drinking an ale by Captain Lawrence Brewing Company called Golden Delicious, which is an ale aged in apple brandy barrels.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it smells very appley. I smell no brandy at all on the front. Full disclosure, I only have one of these cans, so I did not drink it beforehand. So this is all live in-person reaction to how this tastes. So, yeah, definitely get a lot of apple on the nose. Take a sip. It tastes a lot like brandy. So there's not a lot of apple taste. Ugh. Not a real big fan of this one.
Sounds good.
Ooh.
It's 11% ABV.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, this is the 2018 version of this one, so they've been brewing it for years.
I can't help but feel like you just learned it was 11% after drinking it.
Yeah, I did not read it. On the can, it does have different awards on it. So GABF is one of like the beer award people, the Great American Beer Festival. So
I thought it was Good Alcohol Beer Foundation.
Good Alcohol Beer Foundation. So
good apple beer for you. The U is silent.
This beer is the winner of the bronze medal for strong beer in 2008 and 2012.
So they even had a medal on the front warning you it was strong.
Yeah. So
you're like, hey, look at this beer. It's got medals. We're good enough. Take this sucker home.
So I can't say that I think this is an award-winning beer. Ugh,
what can you say?
It sounds delicious every time.
It's very strong and very boozy. I think out of a 5, I think I would probably give this a 3.
Okay, that's not as bad for.
Yeah, really. I was expecting a solid 2 and a quarter.
It smells like apple juice. Okay. It does not taste like apple juice.
So I have 2 questions.
Okay.
First, are you a brandy drinker?
No.
Okay. Do you dislike brandy, or do you not drink it normally?
I don't. When I've had it, I don't think I've ever disliked it. But then again, the only time I've ever had it is doing a shot when I'm already drunk. So
fair, where everything tastes the same.
Right. And I probably made a face. I mean, if taking a shot, if it's not bourbon or general whiskey, I usually make a face at taking it. But that's whether I drink vodka or brandy or gin or insert alcohol here.
Yeah. Please don't take shots of gin in the future.
Yeah.
Just for all of our sake. So
tequila.
Judicious listeners of our podcast will know that Todd is not a fan of strong ciders from Clyde's and the like. So maybe this might be something that maybe Chris and I are more fans of, as we do like Clyde's.
Oh, yeah, that's very true. I didn't think about that. I was going to ask because I know, Todd, you generally don't like fruit beers, so I wonder if that played a role into it.
No, I don't like fruit beers when they're predominantly fruit. It is still a beer. It just was aged in apple brandy barrels, so I don't think it's the fruit that's the issue. Because I don't mind ciders, for example. I just happen to not like Clyde's as much as other ciders. But this one's just not my thing.
Oh, okay. So,
Todd, I got a suggestion here for maybe our first ever second chance segment on the show. But here's just a hypothesis. Maybe you take a little bit of your can of strong apple beer, Golden Delicious, pour it in like a snifter rocks glass, let it warm up a little bit, and let those flavors mellow, and then maybe give us a second rating towards the end of the show.
Okay.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
I can do that.
Yeah, I'm curious. I want to see how this flavor profile changes as this sucker warms up.
So now that we've heard about my awful beer, Chris, what are you drinking?
What am I drinking?
That's what I said.
Ooh, the official
It just sounds like all is right in the world when I hear it coming from Chris's
Yeah,
microphone.
it's actually the official cracking. So I'm actually, despite what you just heard, and you might not believe it, shock and awe. I'm actually drinking a wine
In a can?
in a can.
Wine in
Yes.
a can?
Wine in a can? I've never heard of that before.
I was expecting to hear, like, you're going to drink a hard seltzer.
No. So this is called Heavenly Peach from Beach Haven Vineyards and Winery here in Clarksville, Tennessee. It is my favorite wine from them. Now, before I get into this, I'm not a huge wino. I enjoy sweet wines, or mostly white wines. Red wine tastes like garbage to me. So that's where my flavor profile is coming from. Just so everybody knows. But this one is amazing because it is made with peaches too. Well, it's grapes and peaches, but oh man, it's so good. If you've ever had like a Welch's white grape peach juice, it's like that, except 14% alcohol.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean it's very sweet. My wife, admittedly, isn't the biggest fan of it. She likes it, but it's one of those. It's almost too sweet for her. But she likes the red wines, like the super dry wines.
Yeah. So you get stuck with all the fruity ones?
No,
The
I mean
sweet ones?
I like the fruity sweet ones. I don't like the red ones.
Well, that's what I mean. She gives you those ones, and she keeps the sweet ones.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
the dry ones.
Right, exactly. And this is my favorite by them because this one is just really nice, really sweet. The peach is really strong and delicious.
Strong peach flavor, huh?
Yeah, very strong peach flavor.
That's very interesting from a wine. And I'm no wino, but I can't say that I've
I
ever
think
had a
that's how it's
wine.
pronounced.
Yeah. Wino? I've never had a wine that tasted peachy, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's called Heavenly Peach. It's made to be a peach tasting wine. But Beach Haven, I've posted a few pictures on the Instagram, but it's an awesome place. They've been open for 32 years, so they've been around for a while. And the people there are awesome. The wine is good. You go in there, and CJ is basically a celebrity there because all the ladies that work there.
Look, it's the people whose parents bring their baby and get drunk here.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, he's known there. He's known at the distillery. He's known at Tennessee Valley Brewing. He's known all over the place.
Notice how none of those places are like toy stores or baby stores. They're alcohol places.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna what? You're gonna bring a baby to Babies R Us, which are now out of business, and be like, "Oh, wow, CJ's back." They don't care, but they care.
He's just one kid in a million there.
Right.
Whereas if you take him to the place where there's only 21 and older people, then he's the baby.
But it's an awesome place. They have Jazz on the Lawn, which is throughout the summer. They have bands come out and play, and they have a bunch of people out, and they do like DJ on the dock, which I thought was like a dock, like a boat dock, but it's not. It's a receiving dock. It's very misleading.
Oh yeah, that's a little. I don't know.
Because when I heard about it, I'm like, where's the dock? They're not even near like a lake or anything. Nope.
Yeah.
It's the receiving dock. I'm like, oh.
If I went to the DJ on the dock first, and I found out that, and then I heard there was Jazz on the lawn, I'd be like, okay, what are you calling Jazz?
But it's an awesome spot. I really enjoy it. We go there once a week at least. We're wine club members there, so we get free tastings and all that fun stuff. And if Becca is listening, I think we've eclipsed our 17.5 visits, which would pay for our membership cost for the year.
So in other news, this place is going to raise the price of its membership. Just to do some simple math here, how long have you been a member of this place?
I don't know, 17 and a half days.
Yeah, I was because I know
Why do you ask?
You've recently been into going into wineries, so
I don't remember. I think like July-ish.
Okay.
We joined.
So I don't know if I ever heard a numerical rating for this wine.
Yes, you're right. So it is very good. Like I said, one of my favorites, and I'm going to give it like a As far as wines go, I'm gonna say it's a 4.5. I enjoy it a lot.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's not
4.5 on the wine scale,
Yeah, 4.5 on my wine scale, which is very, very limited.
which goes to 6. No.
It goes to 6, and it's in third of a points.
Right.
So, Chris, actually, I have some news for you as it comes to relating wine or rating wine.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of the app Vivavino?
Vivavino? I have not.
Yes.
No.
Is it just Vivino, or is there another V in there?
Vivino.
I have not. No.
Vivino. Okay.
Vivino. So it is the untapped of wine.
I have heard of it. I don't know if you're just asking Chris, but yeah. My dad is all obsessed. He's obsessed with Vivino. I think that's fair to say.
Really?
Yeah, he rates all. If you're on there, you got to friend him because he rates all his wines. He does tasting notes, and he uses the app, I think, to buy. Like they pick out wines that they suggest for him, and he buys them, and they ship them to his house.
Really?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm not an avid user of Vivino. I know it existed, and obviously I'm not a wine drinker. I've downloaded it before, and it's since been deleted, but I could always sign up for it again if I was going to get into wine. But I thought that it'd be interesting because I know Chris is such a big fan of Untapped.
Yes, I'm addicted to Untapped.
If he knew of a app that was like that for wine, he'd be into that.
Something where you could rate drinks and actually have a higher count than you.
Right. Yes.
I'm signing up for it right now.
Well, there you go. So to all our listeners out there, besides Obert's dad, go download Vivino and sign up and start rating your favorite wines.
There's our first. It's like our pre-handle on our mug of wisdom.
Yeah, it's like
There you go.
it's like the frothy head on the mug of wisdom.
There we go.
Cool.
So maybe the legs on our glass of wine on our mug of wisdom.
Awesome. Cool. Well, now I have a new addiction. Thanks, Ted.
You're welcome.
So now that I am going to be playing,
Happy to spiral you more into alcoholism.
hey, might as well embrace it, right? So now that I am going to be playing with Vivino for the rest of the episode, Obert, what are you drinking?
Well, I'm glad you asked that one, Chris, because I'm drinking a drink similar to but legally distinct from a dark and stormy.
Oh my
Wait,
God!
what?
This peach wine only has a 3.8. What?
Can we? Now you might ask, why is it legally distinct from a dark and stormy? And
Well, I was going to ask that before we got interrupted by a live update.
I did leave the open question for you to fill in there, but that's okay. So a dark and stormy, which this drink is very similar to, is made of Gosling's ginger beer in 3 parts and Gosling's dark rum in 2 parts with a dash of lime juice. This drink I have tonight, which is, like I said, similar to but not quite a dark and stormy, is made with the Cock and Bull ginger beer and Mount Gay Black Barrel rum with a dash of lime juice. And I'm sure I'll talk about Cock and Bull ginger beer on a future episode. They are the ones who invented the Moscow Mule.
Really?
Yeah.
Hashtag fun fact.
Hashtag fun fact. Fact one of the pod. Yeah, so it's a very storied cocktail. It was invented on the island of Bermuda. There's a story about it. Gosling's they made rum in 1860 in Bermuda, and then shortly after that, ginger beer came to the island, and one thing led to another. They combined the two, and incredible drink was made. And where the name came from, according to the legend, is that a sailor sometime after World War I said that it was the color of a cloud only a fool or a dead man would sail under. So that was how it got the name Dark and Stormy.
Interesting.
Yeah. For those of you who've never had Dark and Stormy before, it's a really good, smooth drink. The dark rum balances out the bite of the ginger beer. I think the two play off each other really well, and it's probably why it became such a famous cocktail. But part of the story of the Dark and Stormy is that the Gosling Rum Company is fairly litigious when it comes to protecting the trademark they have on the recipe. So that's why this drink is similar to, but legally distinct from, a Dark and Stormy.
That's a really fun fact.
Yeah.
I do have to say that I did giggle at the name of the ginger beer.
Cock and Bull?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't
Also-
know that much about the Cock and Bull ginger beer, but like I said, I'm sure when I do a Moscow Mule, it'll get a shout out and we'll learn more about it then.
That's cool. Hey, Obert, I've been trying to get a little bit more into cocktails recently, and you mentioned the Cock and Bull ginger beer. What's your go-to ginger beer, or do you even have one?
No, I'm glad you asked because it's definitely changed from Connecticut to Montana. Like I said, if this was an official, it would be the Goslings, but because it's not, when I was back in Connecticut, my go-to was Hosmer Mountain. Dangerous ginger beer, little spicy. But now that I moved here, Cock and Bull's all over the place. I think it's a West Coast thing. I think it's from San Francisco originally, because you can't really find it that easily back East Coast. But now that I'm out here, this is the one. This is my go-to ginger beer.
I don't even know if I run into ginger beer in the wild out here without specifically going out of my way to find it. So for you to run into it a lot up there is kind of interesting.
Yeah, most bars will have it in their mini fridge, and I typically see it when I'm perusing the mixer aisle of the supermarket.
Oh, interesting. Cool.
Yeah, really interesting.
So with that, I'm gonna give this not quite dark and stormy this one's only gonna earn a 3.5 out of 5, and I'm gonna tell you why. It's because I didn't use the right dark rum. I thought this black rum from Mount Gay was gonna be darker than it is. I just picked it up today, and it's, while tasty, not the perfect rum for a dark and stormy.
Wow. So we had a beer, a cocktail, and a wine on the podcast.
I know, this might be our first...
the most diverse episode ever.
Yeah, I know they say not to mix, but,
Yeah,
screw it.
it's fine. It's fine if you have at least 1,100 miles in between you.
Yeah,
That's
the caveat
that's the
they usually say.
qualifying.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys ready to hear some news?
Let's hear some news.
Well, so wait, what are we gonna call this segment?
What's the news?
What's the news? Okay.
What
What is it? Real news?
What's the new news?
Yeah. Did you guys hear the new news?
guys
I
heard
think
the
that should
new
be the
news.
name of the segment.
Bringing it back.
Hashtag go listen to prior episodes.
Episode 2.
You gotta tidy up that hashtag, Ted.
Hashtag have you heard the new news?
So we're gonna call this segment "What is the news?" In this segment,
What a snappy title.
What is the news? I don't know. For some reason, I'm feeling like a doo-wop song, but
so in this segment, I am going to read 3. Is somebody going to sing it? What is the news? What is the news?
no, we're not going to sing it.
Okay. So, anyways, I'm going to read 3 headlines, and the 2 of you are going to tell me what headlines are real and what headlines are not real.
Okay, that sounds
Yeah,
fun.
that sounds good.
I'm ready to play.
Okay.
Okay. So, woman gets 6-foot CVS receipt after buying only 3 items. Swiss researchers are playing Led Zeppelin to cheese.
I believe that one's real.
And Ben & Jerry's releases Donald Trump resistance-inspired flavor.
Okay.
I know for a fact that last one is real.
All right. So 2 of them are real?
2 of them are real.
Okay.
And we have to pick the fake one.
All right.
You have to pick the fake one.
Fake one.
I believe that the CVS one could be real and be a real news story because someone would actually write that up. But I'm leaning towards that one being the fake one.
I'm leaning towards the cheese one.
Okay, interesting. We got a split vote
Ooh.
here.
Okay, split vote.
So neither one of you are right.
What?
So in fact, the fake headline is Ben & Jerry's releases Donald Trump resistance-inspired flavor.
That was the one that Obert was so
That's-
sure about.
Yeah, I saw that on a real news website with real news.
Yes, so I did some research into this. It really is a parody headline, and a couple news stations, don't know why they would use a parody website as their source, actually used it as the real news.
Huh, well, I was fooled.
So the parody news became real news. Is this like a paradox?
I guess yeah, right? I think this one's, I don't know. This was like a weird, tricky loophole. But my question is, what song do you think they were playing to the cheese? And what kind of cheese do you think it was?
Ooh.
I think such hits such as Whole Lot of Swiss, When the Omelet Breaks.
I see what you're doing now.
I like when the omelet breaks. That was funny.
Goat cheese,
I almost
bad
laughed.
cheese.
Oh, goat cheese, bad cheese, nice.
Since I've been loving fondue.
Oh, there we
There
go.
we go. That's it. That's the one.
It's almost like you're reading these from a news article.
Yeah. Wait, are you?
No, I spent a little bit too much time trying to think.
Wait, really? You came up with all those? That was good. I thought you were just reading from a cheesy article. Oh, that's funny. I like that last one.
Okay. All right. What's next? You got another one?
I do have another one.
Okay. What's next?
So, $1 million lotto winner. So excited, they leave their ticket in the store. CDC urges people to stop using dead bats as Halloween decorations. And high school history textbook concludes with little blurb about the last 40 years.
I think the first two are real. I'm going to go with the history book being concluding about the last 40 years in one paragraph.
That's the one. That's actually the one I was leaning towards as well.
Yeah, because I could definitely see the first two.
Right.
That is correct.
All right.
Nice.
See, we know
We're
our
both 1-1.
we know our parody news.
Unfortunately, we didn't get to decide who was the better newser.
Well, I mean, this is the first of this segment, but I'm sure there'll be more. We can keep a total for
running tallies.
Yeah,
there we go.
All right, there you go. The leaderboard. We both have one correct guess, one incorrect guess.
Yeah, Chris, can you come up with any good Led Zeppelin cheese parodies?
Hold on. Something. Hold on.
I'm holding.
I've got another one.
Okay, let's hear it. Ted got one.
Crumble on.
Oh, damn it!
Oh, that's a good one.
That was on the tip of my tongue. Okay, come back to me.
The answer is no. Okay, glad we get to the
No,
question.
come back to me. I'm working on something. I'm workshopping.
Are you pulling up lists of like Led Zeppelin songs?
No, I'm thinking of them in my head. And I don't know enough cheese. I don't know enough cheese types.
Gruyere, feta, brie.
Blue,
Wait, Gruyere is the name
Parmesan,
of the cheese?
Yeah.
Wait, Gruyere?
Gruyere.
Over the hills
Gruyere.
in far Gruyere?
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Yeah,
I like it.
Got him.
Finally. Yeah, that was really good.
Obert?
No, I'd rather just make fun of Chris for not coming up with it.
No, now we're going to put you on the spot.
It's easier said than done.
Okay. Yeah. Like a parody of the ocean, but it's the cheese.
Ah, damn it. He got it in one.
Yeah, that's too
so
easy.
There's an ocean cheese?
No.
Oh,
the song
cheese,
The Ocean.
the cheese. Ah,
The Parmesan song.
nice.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
So, guys, I'm stealing a segment. I'm stealing one now.
Stairway to Havarti?
Okay.
Ooh, that's not bad.
This is over. This is done.
Stairway to Cheddar. How about that? Stairway to Cheddar?
Ooh, I like that one better.
Okay, it's not over. Oh, man. Okay, so I'm stealing a segment now. I had something happen to me today that made me very, very unhappy.
You're stealing my segment?
Chris, tell us why you're cranky.
I won litigation over this because you keep stealing my beer crack. So
Is that how you settled? You guys settled on that?
no, it's not settled. This is the first offense. So I'm cranky today, and it's because of daylight savings time / my phone / this app I use on my phone. So daylight savings time happened, or whatever, it's on or off right now. No one even knows anymore.
Daylight saving time. Go on.
Yeah. So the clocks go forward. So everybody's all excited. Everybody meaning me. Excited for
spring back, fall forward. Got it.
Everybody gets everybody gets an extra hour of sleep tonight. It's gonna be awesome. But my phone, so I don't use the normal alarm clock on my phone. I use an app that plays Zelda music because I like waking up to the Bolero of Fire versus a regular alarm clock, like every human being.
Of course, yeah.
Because that's how I want to wake up too.
Of course. which is actually a pretty cool app until this morning. So apparently, the the time changed. It went, obviously went earlier, so from 2 to 1. And my phone was like, "Oh, you know what? Instead of waking up at 3:45, you want to wake up at 2:45." And started going off, and it was one of those things where I was like, "What the hell's going on?" I was upset because my alarm was going off, and then I looked, and I was even more upset because it just ruins the point of having that extra hour.
That's true.
Fall ahead or fall behind or whatever it is.
But I gotta say, looking on the bright side, everybody loves that feeling of knowing you get more sleep than you actually thought you did.
That is true.
It could have been worse because you could have found this out 5 months from now when it woke you up an hour late. Now you already know.
That is true.
Oh,
See, the app was really protecting you.
That is true. I didn't think about the brighter side of it, that if I found it out 6 months from now or 5 months, whatever it is, and then I would have been late for work instead of really.
That could be my contribution to this cranky segment, because I like to bring a lighter tone. So next time when you guys are cranky, I will try and find a bright side to the crankiness.
Yeah. So okay, I guess I was a little too hard on the app, even though this morning.
No, the app was bullshit. I agree. But I'm just trying to help. I just try to look on the bright side.
So I have two different ways to go off of this. One is a random question, and the other one is I actually have something I'm cranky about as well.
Okay.
What's your question?
So my question is, with daylight savings time.
Saving time. Go on.
Yep. If somebody is having a baby at 1:59, one of the twins is born, and then at 2:01, which is really 1:01, the other twin is born. Which twin is older?
I actually saw this because one on paper is older, but they'll physically be younger than the other twin, which is pretty crazy.
I know, especially because you would wonder, in royal lineage, if this was a prince and they were going to be determined who was king, it would be a tough one.
Right.
Or if, you leave all your money to your oldest son and they're both boys. I don't know.
Yeah, this could be a big issue for lineage of thrones.
Right. Yeah, that's a big issue nowadays.
Yeah. I would think too the father would know when he was writing his will and he was leaving all of his wealth to his oldest son, that he would clarify it, hopefully.
Or
they both have a claim to the throne.
Think about it like this: you get to choose. You have one twin that's doing really good and is like a really good gladiator and good at war and stuff, and the other one is like the village idiot. Then you get to choose.
Well, if you've seen the way history has operated, it's clearly the village idiot that becomes the king.
Well, obviously, that's what I meant. You're not going to give it to the gladiator war hero. You're going to give it to the village idiot.
Smart one.
Yeah, no, not him. So, but yeah, get your choice. How about that? Pretty good.
Todd, what do you think? Which one do you think is older?
I kind of like Chris's answer. I mean, I think they get to choose.
You get to pick.
But I actually, by technicality, the one born at 1 o'clock in the morning on the same day is younger, or is older. So I think that one's an hour older, even though they were born second. I think that holds up in the court of law.
Even though they came out of their mother second, they were born first.
Yeah, by a time
stamp, they're older. Yeah. Okay, I don't know.
So yeah, all the listeners that are lawyers and or twins that were born on daylight savings day.
Saving day, go on.
and that precise time change affected your birth order. Please write in. Follow the email on this one.
Yeah. I'm willing to bet at least one of our listeners has had this happen to them.
So I've got another question for you guys.
Okay.
Go on.
So the last one comes from the subreddit of No Stupid Questions. And so this user asks, will you die if you have a cut and cheese gets into it? All my life, my mom has told me to be extremely careful grating cheese because if you cut yourself, the cheese will get into your bloodstream and you will die. She even is convinced that she's even convinced that my fourth grade teacher died this way. Is there any truth to this?
Oh man. Who asked this question? Does it give a name?
The the user's name is Treat Cricket Like a Dog.
From It's Always Sunny.
So, gentlemen, if you get a cut and you get some cheese in it, are you going to die? Can we help? Help this person out?
We're all gonna die someday. I don't think the cheese getting in your cut is gonna change that at all, though.
I mean, but it could. Didn't you hear what Treat Cricket Like a Dog's mom said?
That's true.
She's fairly
Yeah.
sick.
I think, actually,
fourth grade teacher died.
I think Led Zeppelin wrote a song about this.
Yeah, I think it did. What was the name of that tune again?
Oh, that classic Led Zeppelin tune.
Since I've been cheddaring you.
Nope, that wasn't it. I don't think.
Dire Greater.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
Just got it in one.
Yeah, I did it.
You made up a song.
Why are we talking about cheese for 40 minutes? Oh man, but yeah, I think Cricket's mom got it right. I think if you're grating cheese and you cut yourself and you get cross contamination, then your fourth grade teacher dies.
I think that's how it works.
Oh, so this isn't. So Cricket's not going to die.
Right.
People in Cricket's life are going to die.
Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
it's like a cheese curse.
Like a cheddar voodoo hex.
Precisely, yes.
Oh, damn! I got cheddar in there. Oh, Mrs. Smith from down the road died.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, some Gruyères in my blood system. Oh, my mom died.
You know what they say? Every 7 seconds, someone cuts themselves on cheese.
In the eyes of an angel.
Sarah McLachlan just comes on every time it happens. That was one of the new segments of No Such Thing as a Stupid Question.
I like it.
Yeah, it was good.
I think we got to workshop our segment names.
Yes.
But
I'll think of something. As you can tell by the Led Zeppelin cheese names, I'm a crack shot at that stuff. So
yeah, we can definitely tell that the names you come up with are going to be great.
oh come on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be 10 out of 10.
Oh, to loop this back around real quick, just to try this golden delicious beer.
Oh,
everyone's favorite new segment, Second Chance beer.
So it's a lot warmer now.
that's good.
It's definitely better. It's definitely better a little bit warm.
Okay.
It definitely tastes more smooth and less boozy. It actually kind of tastes. It reminds me of a less strong version of what's that Sam Adams?
Utopia?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I could see that, though, the brandy coming through.
Yep.
So it was a 3.0 before.
Mm-hmm.
What are you rating it now? The warmer version?
Maybe 3.5.
Damn,
Okay.
that's a big jump.
Yeah, I debated between 3.25 and 3.5. I think the 3.5 is probably fine. Now it's a lot better. It's because some of the carbonation's gone too, so it tastes a little bit more like an alcohol.
Nice. That's awesome.
Okay, like a hard liquor?
Yeah.
Or like a brandy liqueur?
Right. Like an apple brandy.
Oh, would you look at that?
But very cool.
All right, so it's that time of the show where we talk about our Frosty Mug of Wisdom. All right, and I'm going to nominate Tud to start off with our mug. Tug, take it away.
Awesome. So my handle this week is going to be the movie Bohemian Rhapsody. It came out on Friday. It is the story of Queen / Freddie Mercury. It's really a story about Freddie Mercury. I don't know why they called it a Queen biopic. But overall, the movie was really good, had a great soundtrack. Obviously, it's entirely Queen. It starts off from, Freddie being a, older teenager who's going to clubs and listening to music, and follows it all the way through to the end of the 1985 Live Aid concert, where it's supposedly considered the best rock concert ever.
Huh.
If you guys, obviously you guys have seen the previews for it, but the guy who plays Freddie Mercury, not to butcher his name, so I'm not even going to attempt to go down that path.
Oh, please do.
Okay. It's Rami Malek? Actually, I don't think I did that bad at it.
No, that was disappointingly good.
Ramimalek. So, Rami actually looks, with a mustache, he actually looks exactly like Freddie Mercury.
Yeah, folks, if you haven't seen the preview, just look it up, because it is like a spitting image.
Yeah. When he was playing early Freddie Mercury without the mustache and with the long hair, they didn't look similar at all. He kind of just looked like the guy from Mr. Robot with really long hair. But once once they cut his hair and put the mustache on him, he looked exactly like Freddie Mercury. So he did a really good job. I think the film kind of jumped around a little too fast, but obviously when it's a 2 hour and 15-minute movie, there's only so much information you can put in that time when you're trying to cover 25 years of a band. But I think overall it was a really good movie. I know the critics hated it, but I thought it was probably 8.3 out of 10.
The critics hated it?
The critics the critics have ripped the movie to shreds.
Oh, that's too bad. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm excited because my Dana and I are going to the movies for the first time together in over a year. So, and we're going on Tuesday to see this movie. So I'm very excited for it, and I'm a huge Queen fan. I love Freddie Mercury, and I'm super excited. So I'm glad you enjoyed it, Ted, because it kind of adds to me being excited.
Yeah, I think you'll really like it. I mean, anybody who likes Queen's music, whether you like the movie or not, it's worth it just for the last 20 minutes of the movie where they pretty much recreate the Live Aid concert, basically scene for scene.
Awesome. I was going to ask you what your favorite song from the movie was, and it sounds like that it was something from the end there.
Well, I think all the music was great. Seeing the quote unquote movie version of them creating Bohemian Rhapsody was pretty cool, and the interaction that they have with the studio head that's played by Mike Myers is pretty interesting.
The guy from Halloween?
No, Austin Powers and the guy from Wayne's World.
Oh, okay.
By the way, Chris, keep your ears open for the Wayne's World drop in the movie, I guess, the kind of teaser for it, and see if you can guess it.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll keep an ear out for it.
I'm assuming you've seen Wayne's World, right?
I've seen the part you're talking about.
Okay. So with that, I'm going to pass my mug to Chris.
Okay, so my handle on our Frosty Mug of Wisdom, the central handle, is a thing we've talked about, I think, on the podcast before, and I'm going to mention it again because as I'm looking down and see how amazing that MeUndies are, they're just the most amazing underwear. The ones that I have on right now are Star Wars themed, so there's like little heads of all the Star Wars characters and this one glows in the dark, so that's awesome.
That's good. So you can find your underwear at 2:30 in the morning.
MeUndies is really, really soft. They're awesome underwear. I'll put a link in our show notes so you can go and get 20% off, and they're amazing. They've changed my life.
Just keep in mind, listeners, that
all I wear is MeUndies.
We are not sponsored by MeUndies in the least.
As much as it sounds like it, we really are.
MeUndies, come on now. I can sell your underwear.
This is not sponsored by MeUndies. So for an exclusive 20% off coupon, head on over to our show notes where you can save 20% on fine micromodal underwear.
Use the promo code DAWF podcast.
No. You have to use the link that's in the bio. So.
Oh, it's good. So Chris gets extra.
Chris could get, yeah. We get it.
Okay, yeah. Until they sponsor us, and then we're fine. Okay.
I'm stealing the mug from your hands already. Give me that mug. Okay. I want to share a video game I've been playing, Overcooked 2. And now I don't know if either of you have played the first Overcooked or the new one, but it's...
No, I played the original, the Undercooked one.
Oh, okay. Now, Overcooked is like Diner Dash, kind of, where you have to prepare a meal. It's like, okay, chop the ingredients, saute them up, put them on a plate, get them out the door. But the levels increase in zaniness as they go on. So eventually you'll get to, okay, you're in a sushi restaurant and there's customers walking across the floor and you gotta dive with the customers, to, okay, you're on the Arctic tundra and the ground is slippery and you have to slide past all of the Eskimos. And then it's, okay, you're floating on pools of molten rock on the lava pools, and don't fall in or you'll burn up. And it just increasingly crazy levels, and it's a good cooperative game. It's a good party game. I think you can find it on any console or PC pretty easily. But I've been getting back into it now that the second one is out. And it's a lot of fun. Now in the second one you can throw food at each other, and it's pretty entertaining.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, you guys, I recommend both of you check it out, especially to play with your fiance/wife. I think it's a good game for girlfriends and whatnot.
So thank you all for listening. We'd like to thank Captain Lawrence Brewery for the Golden Delicious Ale aged in apple brandy barrels.
I'd like to thank Beach Haven Vineyards and Winery here in Clarksville for Heavenly Peach.
And I want to shout out to Mount Gay for their Black Barrel Rum, as well as Cock and Bull for the delicious ginger beer.
So please make sure to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and Untappd at DAWF Podcast. Please remember to utilize our email, dawfpodcast@gmail.com, to send all your thoughts, questions, general comments, general hatred to that email.
Or if you have suggestions for our new segment names,
correct.
Send them there.
Make sure you direct all those comments there.
Give us your best
punny Led Zeppelin
Led
cheese
Zeppelin.
names.
Oh, damn it! You beat me to it.
Or punny cheese Queen song names too. Let's make it happen, people.
There we go. We didn't even get
We're
into
not
that.
opening this book.
Please make sure to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes, Google Play, or wherever you listen to your podcast. It really helps people find our podcast. Make sure you tell your friends. And like we told you before, if you don't really like our podcast, make sure you tell your worst enemy, because at least we get listens.
Yeah.
There you go. See?
And then one thing that we'd all like to tell you guys, we finally, all three of us have the stickers for the podcast. So if you really want one, make sure you reach out to myself, Obert, or Chris, and we'll make sure that we get you one, in person, or stick it in the mail, or do something, make you come to our house and bring us a beer, whatever. I mean, I feel like that's a tit for tat type thing. You want a sticker, I get a beer from it. So
Part of our recycling program.
correct.
Yeah. It's basically how we give people a receipt for participating in the program.
Yeah, give us a beer, get a sticker.
Or just feel free to write into the email, and we'll make sure we get a sticker your way. Follow the email.
And with that, I'm Tud.
My name's Chris.
And I'm Obert.
And remember, if you're drinking alone, do it with friends.
I want to make cheese.
Oh, these are hard. I think Led Zeppelin had easier songs.
I mean, we came up with a few for Led Zeppelin.
No. I mean, they had easier songs to turn into cheese.
Yeah.